Okay, I think I am live. I'm sorry about the confusion tonight on the start time. Ooh, and Utz red? Wow. Yeah, I just had Utz pretzels. I mean, I'm from Baltimore, so Utz is like a thing. But, yes. Hold on, I want to make sure it actually... Okay. Alright. I will send them. And thank you for reminding me, because I am a one-man show here. As you know, except for Cineram is helping and has been very nice about my changing time. So I want to thank Cineram for that, 100%. But hello and welcome to Movie Crap Live. We are here talking, not too late, but a little late, talking about getting that. That's funny. Talking about all sorts of stuff. I want to say a thank you to Cornbread, Austin, Purple Goop, M Blood Tea. Special shout out for Cineram for dealing with my dumb shit tonight. Nathaniel Fuck, Major Mekazawa, Purple Goop, Trash Boat, Craft Gaming, M Blood Tea, as well as Pup, the Slop Jockey, and Jordy Hart. Hello, and welcome to the show. Yes, we are here tonight. Yes, I am here wearing this shirt. All that, I think we're... I just heard a weird noise, but I think we are okay and we're ready to go. But yes. Yeah, it's been a week. It's in New York, it's Knicks. Oh, Will is here. Hello, Will. It is Knicks fever right now. I'm not a basketball person, but this is so... I'm not a sports person, but this is such a big thing. But Wu-Tang did the halftime show, even though it didn't play on ABC. I'm not sure where it played, but I saw it on Twitter somehow. And that was awesome. And I like the Wu-Tang. Although they only played 36 Chambers. What's up with that? I don't understand it. But it's been kind of fun, and it's nice. The whole city is the biggest sports thing that's ever happened in New York since I've moved here, to be honest with you. Oh, good call, Cornbread. That's true. Scooby-Doo did make Newgrounds cartoons. Oh, Digital Circus and Fortnite now. Where's Paul Blart? Slop Jockey almost forgot who you formerly used to be. And now I can show off this. I don't even know what exactly flavor this is, and I'm very curious. So I will show it off since we got the first super chat of the night from Bloxy Slop Jockey. It is this C4 thing, and it had a Pepsi on it. And I was like, is this like Coke used to do an energy drink, which was not really good. I think they stopped. And I don't know if Pepsi ever did. So I guess it's a Pepsi energy drink, but it didn't really say that. It just says frozen bombsicle and has Pepsi on it. So I assume it's Pepsi flavored. But I guess we're going to find out. I'm a little curious. Oh, you're going to stream? Let me know when you do. If it's at a time I can make it, I will try to make one. Cheers to you, Slop Jockey. And I hope your stream, whatever your stream's going to be, goes well. Okay. This is better than the Coke one. A little more flavorful. But yeah, you can taste the Pepsi. All right. You can sort of taste it, but maybe, I don't know. Next super chat, I will keep reviewing the energy drink. If you guys want to do that. I don't really understand the Pepsi. I don't know. I guess I don't want to drink too much. Hey Gary, how's it going? I hope everything's working out there with this pilot and everything. Anyway, yeah, the next thing has been fun, and my kid. But to me, it's just like, well, I have one question about basketball. One is, I mainly watch it and go, "What's Spike Lee doing?" And I see Spike Lee get up, and I'm really interested. But the other thing is, they have the camera on only one side, and why don't they have a camera on the other side? That's not breaking the 180 rule. I'm pretty sure. But it's like why do they just why aren't they they have so much money? It's just they use one shot of the field. I don't know. Do they all do that? It just seems like they could shoot it better. I don't know. Maybe that's the best way to shoot. I'm assuming they've done tests, but I was just like, oh. Oh, thank you, Avery. Is cool. Is cool. I guess I like those. Pepsi flavored Doritos wet. Oh my god, that sounds disgusting. Also, and this is another thing. So I've been showing my kids. My son's been into Star Wars, so my daughter Sophie wanted to watch the first Star Wars again because it's been a while, and I said, all right, I'll show you it again, but we're watching the despecialized cut, which is what we did. Which is the original. It doesn't even have an episode number on it. It just says Star Wars, crawl starts, because I have the despecialized cuts. So we watch those, and I'm going to tell you this. If you can ever, I know it's playing in theaters next year, but if you get to or not, and I'm very serious, I've seen the despecialized cut. I had the DVDs. These copies are better that I have now, but I had the DVDs, and Ian and I watched those like the moment I got them. Like literally, we watched all three, and I projected it, the first Star Wars once and stuff. But the thing about it, and this isn't like if you like Star Wars or not. If you never see it, the first one is like really good to watch because you'll be like, oh man, Star Wars looks like fucking shit, and then it'll make you feel so much better. You're like, whoa, this looks like crap. Like because this thing is it's amazing what they did for the time period. And you actually can sense the time period, which I love about it. But the special edition takes out all the crappiness. And you're like, whoa, this is really held together by scotch tape and bubblegum. It is like so obvious if you watch the despecialized cut. I'm serious though. If you're into filmmaking, the first despecialized cut, and we're going to watch all of them despecialized is our plan. Although I think the special edition Empire, I'm like kind of fine with. I don't really have any problems with that one. Anyway, but that's what we've been doing, and it's cool. So I would say if you're gonna watch, hey, Jim is trying. If you're gonna see it next year, but I would really recommend it. Like you will be like, whoa, like it feels. It's the only Star Wars that feels possible. It's really highly recommended. Other than that, I wanted to talk about the Among Us thing, but I'm gonna save that for the segment in the show about that. I'm trying to think anything else, but I can't. I can't. I've been listening to some metal while I edit. That's been fun, and all sorts of stuff. I feel like there's something else, and I can't. Oh. So when Anthony Stewart Head died, I rewatched Buffy. I rewatched some Buffy, and there's certain moments where I'm like, man, I remember why Joss Whedon, we all thought he was so talented and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, like the part where Xander is holding a stake and he's debating whether to stake his friend, and someone just like pushes his friend into it by accident. That's like, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get why Joss Whedon was so fun. But then there are other parts where it's like so badly shot in the first season. I was like, I'm feeling the end of I Saw the TV Glow right now. I used to think, oh no, this is about Are You Afraid of the Dark? And even though it's pretty much that whole movie's about fucking Buffy. Um, uh, but yeah, it's definitely like watch more than the pilot. And you're like, ooh, this shit is rough. No, look, I don't like the hyena episode. Oh my god. No, look, I don't like the special editions. I like them when they first came out because I could see Star Wars in theaters, which I think is like, but I didn't like them really after that. And I think the thing is like, I don't mind if you want to tinker with your movie, but don't make the original unavailable, which is like Spielberg. Hey, Javier Portello, Spielberg when he did E.T. They no, look, I know they did, but anyway, I guess my relationship to Buffy was maybe different. Anyway, I'm like switching topics here, but I don't like the special editions. We mainly watch them because they're easier because they're just on Disney Plus. But I don't agree with people making the older versions of their films unavailable. I think that should not be allowed at all. I think it's really shitty, especially because that's Star Wars is a major part of film history, and we can't see the cut that changed film history is not okay. That's like a major art thing, and he's like making an art museum. It's like okay, no, I mean Buffy. It did have a lot of Buffy things, and I noticed the Buffy thing. I just assumed it wasn't just about Buffy, but like season one has made me confront that I was stupid. They also have like Pete and Pete in there, and there is other stuff in. I saw the TV Glow that's '90s, so it does mix and match. But it's also like when I was watching, I was like, I'm very much getting like trans people like this show. It's not that I'm shocked, but now I'm like, this is making a lot of sense. This now, but it's interesting. We'll see how I go with it. It's sort of just a thing I have on while I do other stuff, but it's been fun. Anyway, I will now just get into it. I feel like everyone wants me to. Um, oh, sorry. Some YouTube things. I just did Endless, which is a movie review vote winner. I mainly did it because I looked at the calendar and saw how many big movies and things I'll just be reviewing. That'll be like from Toy Story or DC or all this stuff. So I kind of want to do something a little different and not as big. And all. No offense to Endless. So I'm glad I got to do that. It's a cool movie. I think it's on Tubi, or it was when I watched it. And I've started to, just for the reviews, not the segments from this or shorts, posting this the thumbnail on Instagram and TikTok just to promote it a little more. It'll just be the reviews. And check out the whatever came out. Oh, the scary movie review and the Dracula commentary. If I when did that come out? That's on Patreon. Anyway, no, everyone likes Angel a lot. Maybe I'll go through all the things there. All right, let's just get into it. This and everything I do is supported by you, the fans, either through super chats during the show, where I will drink this Pepsi drink and tell you more of what I think of it, if that helps. And if we get to $20, this will go flashy flashy, and then if we get to $40, this guy will roar. To be clear, but also there's the Patreon, which does all sorts of cool stuff like more power in the movie review vote. I recommend doing that because I am going to shoot a winners thing soon. If you haven't voted, as well as you get postcards, you get exclusive content like my commentary series and other stuff that I've made that is exclusive to the Patreon. Is only available. All you have to do for that is give $1 or more. All sorts of stuff, and it helps me to continue to do what I do. If you want to sign up, the link is in the description down below. That's, of course, if you're financially able to do so on any of those fronts. And I very much thank you doing that because this is really a fan-supported channel for the most part, and it very much helps me to continue to make videos and continue to do stuff and keep the lights on here and all that shit. But that's, of course, you're financially able to do so. If not, liking this video very much helps. Subscribing obviously helps and helps you know if there are videos out, and turning on notifications also does that, especially if I do an instant premiere. You will get notified on your phone, maybe, if that is what you would like. Only if you'd like to do that. Obviously, that's a little more invasive. But if you want that, then it's there. But if you do not have an account and you're just watching this at a library somewhere that you broke into and it's really late, I won't tell them that you're there. It's cool. Then thank you just for watching, and I really appreciate it. I think. Did I say I think? Oh yeah. Anyway. Um oh, the float. I mean, George Lucas is pretty cool. Also, we have the Discord, which has all sorts of cool stuff. I feel like we're doing a movie watch this week. I do not remember. There's all sorts of cool channels like licensed playing card channel. I need to post. I have another deck of cards that are out. I need to just do that soon, so I will. It's more of a tourist one, but it's still one. The Ask Jim channel, the suggestions for Jim channel, those are always nice, and all sorts of cool stuff like that. Very much if you want more interactivity, and it's a really cool thing. They're watching Nimona. Oh fuck yeah, for Pride Month. And for He-Man? What? I don't understand that. But whatever, who cares? They're watching Nimona on tomorrow. Tomorrow they're doing that. So check it out. What time are you doing that, by the way? I'm just curious. But anyway, it's a really wonderful community. I really like it. It's the Discord I'm most active in, and it's run very well by Austin, Cornbread, Zane, Powers, and Ryan Walterson. Oh, okay. Gay medieval thing. I get it. Because email's kind of gay. All right. This soy sauce is really pointing out now. Whatever. All right. So, let's talk about. Hey, what? I'm on the TV. Hey, Ma, look at me. Hi, TV. All right. Um, let's talk about the trailer that I think we. Oh, 10:30 my time. Okay, 10:30 Eastern. Whatever that is to you. It's 10:30 Eastern. All right. Let's talk about the trailer that dropped today, which is Pixar's Gatto. This is a film that has more 2D animation influences, although it doesn't look like it is 2D. It was more influenced by 2D. Um, and it looked really cool, but the teaser was a decently good fucking teaser because it was just like the cats being cats with this like one light and stuff. And I actually enjoyed that. I think that was a fun little teaser. I'm sure kids will be laughing in the trailer in the theater before Toy Story 5. I thought it was a good move. So I really like Gatto so far. I don't know what the plot is. I think it's a good teaser. We don't, I mean, obviously, I don't, I have a question though. Is this, we don't know for till March of next year. I almost feel like this isn't in the movie, which is going back to old trail teasers, which would be like a totally different film thing, which I actually am very much for that. Because it gets old when you're watching the movie and you're like, oh, where's that? Where's this? Like, I think the Terminator 2 teaser did that in some Alien 3 or something. Sinram is the one who would know. But they used to do a lot of them. And I actually thought maybe this was a callback to that. But it looks really cool. The design looks great. I think it is something Pixar needs to do because it's becoming like a studio where like its sequels, like Toy Story 5 is going to be huge. Inside Out was 2 was huge. They have these huge sequels, and then like their originals don't really do much. And I hope this changes that. Although we rewatched Hoppers recently, and that held up really well. Hoppers is really good. Hoppers deserves some respect. So I wish more people saw Hoppers. But I like the Gatto teaser. I know this is early. We'll do a whole trailer section later. I just thought it deserved a mention. It almost made the thumbnail, but I was like, do people? I don't know if people care, but I was excited for Gatto. All right, Among Us. Let's talk about Among Us. Gatto, Mr. Robot, nice. So Among Us. Oh, Revenge of the Nerds 2. Wow. Interesting. So the Among Us cartoon. This just surprise dropped last Friday. I was surprised that they just put this out there. Apparently, it was for some video game day. I kind of think because I know Paramount is very much pushing this UFC fight on the White House lawn, and I think because they're very much pushing Paramount Plus as a part of that, they probably want more content on Paramount Plus that's new. And I kind of my own personal theories they put that on there for that, and because they know like, oh hey, we should have a new thing there and stuff. But regardless, this Owen Dennis run show is really good. I've been actually watching with my son. It was like I was hanging out with him a lot, and I was like, "Do you want to watch this?" I don't know. It's PG. It's kind of maybe not right for him. The episode where they're like tripping. I was like, I don't know if I should have let you watch this. And he hasn't actually asked to watch it since then. I will finish it, and I plan to review the whole show because it's only 10 episodes, I think. And I like it and I enjoy it. And all the voice cast is really, really good. Uh, but yeah, it's yeah, he didn't get scared. The murder thing didn't work because it's like when they get hurt, it's just like a bone in them. It doesn't look real. It looks so cartoony. I think there is a disassociation there. But he's really into it. We've all watched it, which was of course the tripping one, which was it gets kind of scary at the end. Okay, maybe I'll just finish it myself. But I do think I really do think the UFC thing is why they just Paramount is very badly run. I haven't gotten into the 60 minutes thing here, which whoa, holy shit. They how do you fuck up the biggest show in the world? All you have to do is like leave it alone. I like when rich guys would like, what do I gotta do? Nothing. I'm okay with that. And now they're all like, I have ideas, which is like the ones who like didn't care were the smarter ones. I'm telling you right now. Like there's so many like I always heard the guys who are the executives for the monkeys, they like didn't really give a shit, and I think that's like a better way to do it. Uh, but yeah, I do like it. I think like they're interactive. I like that they refer to each other's colors. I like the quirky humor. Sorry, I like all that within it. I think it really worked. Hello, Al Vasquez. And as someone who like I don't know the video game at all. Like I get the point that they're referencing certain things and stuff like that. And I know it's been finished for a while. I'm a little surprised. That they finally released it, but it is also kind of I think because they did the Halo show, and I know they pushed like they do all this video game stuff, and I think they're probably like, well, we really want to push to. They're really pushing stuff for young males and stuff. I think because Among Us, I don't know the demos of the video game, but I am assuming that's why they did. But it is a good show. Like I'm having fun with it. I almost like they're interacting more than the murder mystery. But I'll do a full review later. But yeah, he was into it for a little bit. I guess maybe not as much after that weird tripping episode. I was like, no, I don't know. Maybe this was a mistake. It was a mistake for me to watch it with him. I didn't expect him to like it. I thought he'd be like, yeah, but like Elijah Wood, Yvette Nicole Brown, Randall Park, some good voice. I'm sure there's others I'm forgetting, but good voice. And Owen Dennis is really good at doing that sort of thing. Not as probably reminds me more of his regular show stuff than his Infinity Train stuff. Although I've heard people more recommend Infinity Train because that is his other creative thing. But I love Infinity Train, so he does often go there pretty hard in Infinity Train, if you recall. Um oh, so there's no season 2. That sucks, man. Like God. Yeah. Oh, you just talk with your friends and try to solve clues and lie to each other. Oh, okay. I mean, it is a good show. It is a cool cartoon. But yeah, I think I should just finish that. I am trying to work on the digital circuits, and I'm finding it's interesting. There's a lot of things I'm taking away from it. Anyway, it is cool, but the surprise drop. I mean, it's just like Paramount and the Ellisons are not good at managing things, and it's evident through this that like wouldn't you like promote this? It's like a pretty big property, and they're just like, here you go. And I do think I have noticed they're like, because I actually do have Paramount Plus. I really should cancel it, but um I have noticed they're pushing things a little more because I do think they believe lots of people are going to do that. But I do my one thing with this UFC thing, and I'm sure this is not my opinions on sports maybe don't matter, but um, I do think like if I was a UFC person, I would not let the president do a UFC fight on the White House because that would make it instantly establishment, which is lame. Like the thing that I find really odd about all the tech bro people is they they don't get is like the more establishment you are, the less the younger people are gonna want to fuck with you, and that's not good for your future. And it's like, why would you? They're just thinking about saving money on taxes. They don't really give a shit. But it's like I was like, this is like actually hurts UFC because regardless of like you shouldn't be aligned with the president that closely. Like that's not a good thing. But they're because I think it's Trump's birthday or something. It's just like such idiots. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop complaining about the parent. But Among Us, cool show. I'll have a review soon. So this was a surprise. Supposedly, 24 Jump Street is in development with a screenplay. One of which the screenwriters is Jonah Hill. Apparently, Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, and Ice Cube are in talks. Phil Lord and Chris Miller will like look at the script once or something. What are they, producers? They're really not that involved this time, but they got Roddy Rothman, who helped direct and won an Oscar for we're like tech losers. There we go. Rodney Rothman, who really hasn't done anything since he directed Into the Spider-Verse and won an Oscar. He is the attached director. Um, I think this could work because I think the first two were really funny. I've noticed people don't talk about the first two. It is interesting we go 21, 22, skipping 23, and then 24. Everyone keeps joking they should just reference the 23rd movie all the time in the 24th movie. I forget in the fake sequel thing, what the 23rd movie is going to be. I think they should keep that. But I know a lot of people made it like they should joke about the 23rd movie. But I think the tagline was uh, it took so long to make we had to skip one, which I think is funny. And I guess because Neil Moritz, who was most people believe was the producer that Channing Tatum was calling out because of the Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover that never happened, was announcing it. So I am a little surprised by that. But as much as like those are to me Phil Lord and Chris Miller movies, I wouldn't mind one with that director. I mean, I don't know him. There's so many directors on that Spider Verse. It's like I don't 100% know where he came into it, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting, but I think it'll be good. It's also like Jim Carrey was the star of 23 Jump Street. Is that true in the thing? But I don't know. I'm excited for 24 Jump Street. I think it'd be a cool thing. It'd be cool to see Jonah and all those people again. Doing the thing. I did get food poisoning when I saw 21 Jump Street, but I think I have both on Blu-ray or something. And I've been meaning to rewatch them since Project Hail Mary. Maybe this is the time. That they'll mention that my name is Jeff. I don't know. The thing is also, I think Jonah Hill. Like I used to be okay with him, but I think he kind of sucks now. So I am a little worried about that. He's like not as fun as he used to be when those movies came out. Like he seems just pretentious. And I heard about like the rigmarole he put the Batman people through because he was supposed to be the Penguin and he wanted like a Jack Nicholson deal, and I was like, can someone tell him like he's not Jack Nicholson? But like I don't. I've heard he thinks a lot of himself, and that it's like okay, dude. I don't know. You don't have the filmography to back that up. Channing in Ice Cube, yes, but Jonah, I know he's in a Scorsese. He's got some Oscar noms, but whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry to do this early, but I am a little fading. So if anyone, I don't want to take a drink before a super chat, but I might have to. So if I do, don't judge me. Or if you'd like to do a super chat, it would be appreciated. Okay, moving on. Michael Giacchino is the official composer for Brad Bird's Ray Gun. I think this is pretty expected, but it's cool. I think Ray Gun's going to be a big one this year. I mean, this is going to be an interesting Oscars for animation. I think it really is going to be an interesting one. So we'll see what's going to happen there. But I'm glad he's involved in Ray Gun. I feel like Ray Gun, I hope, is a return to form for Mr. Brad Bird. I think it would be cool. He only has one Oscar, right? No, two? That Keanu Reeves Apple thing. Yeah, I'm drinking one. Forgot about that. Anyway. All right. The This is bigger news. The Gem remake TV show. So this surprised me. Because I haven't heard much about Gem, but then I learned stuff from this article that I thought was actually really interesting. One, who won for Grand Budapest? Giacchino? Jonah Hill? Anyway, doesn't matter. I don't think Giacchino. I thought they had David Ellison. Yeah, well, it's the Ellisons are very involved in Skydance animation. Not surprised. Anyway, so the Gem remake show. It's going to be a live action show from the producers or from some of the people from Westworld and Fallout. I think the thing with a Gem live action thing is, or a Gem remake, is they often, like the last one, I've heard people proclaim that one, proclaim that that movie is good. I don't believe that. What I think the problem with doing a Gem thing is, if you watch the show, like a million things go on. It's super soap opera-y and silly, and all this stuff's going on, and it's crazy. And like trying to hamper that down is a mistake. Like have a ton of shit going on. Really, a Gem show should be directed by the Wachowskis or something like that. It should be very colorful. There's a random song. The orphanage is on fire. The girl who set off the orphanage is now going to hang out with the Misfits, I guess. The Misfits decided to open the thing. I did think, like, the Misfits would like, you could have them become alt-right or something. Like there's so many things you could do with it. I really do think you could do a good one, but you can't do this thing like let's reimagine it. And the thing is with that movie is like the Fabulous Stains. I don't know if you know that movie with Diane Lane. That did that movie way better anyway. So why you wanted to whatever? It's just like I don't get why people like that movie, but they're trying to do it again. I did learn apparently the thing that's really helping Gem is it does very well in reruns, which I knew that it was like an all audience show. I'm gonna need sorry, I need to stay awake. Um, Apologies, but there's plenty more for the super chats and all that. But the I just think it's like don't do like a techno weird dark thing unless you are going to do something with like unless you're going to go into the ridiculousness of it because it really is just like very manic in everything it's doing, but I just think it's like trying to make it like dark and gritty. We already did that. And the thing is like the movie that came out in mid 2010s, they were actually offered a bigger budget, like more like closer to the show gem, and they chose that. So I'm hoping they don't do something fucking dumb with it. I do think you could do it because Gem has stayed around and stuck with popular culture and all that. So you theoretically you could bring it bring it back and all that, and I think it would work, particularly in this like pop girly era. I think you could really do something with that, but trying to make it like Westworld or Fallout. Now, these people haven't really said what their take is. Just everyone's assuming it's going to be like techno-y Westworld and shit. So I will say, like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I will watch it if it actually happens. But I don't have a lot of faith because I do find that most people don't really get Gem, and I think GI Joe and Transformers did that also, but Gem was like crazier because all this shit's going on, and then they're like suddenly a song, and then you get a crazy music video, and then back to Orphanage is on fire. Rio is involved with Jerica, but not Gem, and then the next one he's in love with Gem and not Jerica. There's a lot going on here, and then Aja's mad because the other one, blue hair lady, is mad at this. You got to do all that stuff. Like you need like a like you need to have a board to like make sure you know what's going on and you're shooting the right thing. Because it really like when I watched a DVD set of it with someone at a party once, and I think we watched like 4 episodes, but it felt like we watched 20. And like you really got to do that. But I think like the problem I do have with modern TV is it really cannot not be modern TV. It always has to be like, dark and gritty and like really bland colors and like, handheld and all that. And I do find it, I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest with you. So I do not want that for Gem. Gem is really colorful and fun and crazy, and you really should. It's like hyperpop. Actually, hyperpop would work well with Gem. Get Rebecca Black. Rebecca Black can be Gem, and I don't know who else. Actually, she shouldn't be Gem. Anyway, it was interesting to learn. Apparently, it does very well in syndication. Like every time they do reruns, it does very well, and that's like why they keep attempting. So Gem is apparently people like watching Gem. Sorry, I went on. I think you knew I was going to go on about Gem. Everyone's like not shocked about this. All right. Moving on. All right. So, Scooby-Doo. There's a live action version of Scooby-Doo that's coming to Netflix. I'm not super into this at all. I think live action stuff is dumb when it's of an animated show. Although the cast is like McKenna Grace, I do like her. She's in too much stuff. Why are you in so much stuff? I was thinking that today. I was like, you're a very good actress, but like you are like, do not take any time off. It feels like. The others I don't know as well, but and Paul Walter Hauser's there. I mean that I like. But apparently they're going to have a dog. Uh, Oh, Netflix also will not share. I think who did. Oh, he's voicing the dog, Paul Trauser. But it's like this Origins thing, and they actually got a actual dog. This is the first actual dog to ever play Scooby Doo. But if you really get into it, what is life and what is uh I mean, I do sort of think this will just be like a Smallville Buffy thing and stuff. I think you could do a lot with it, but like an origin of Scooby. The thing with Scooby Doo is you cannot get mad at a new version of Scooby Doo, really, because they'll just make another version of Scooby Doo and then another one, and so you couldn't be that upset because they will. The next one is down the pipeline. Like I'm excited for the anime. Um. Uh but like I'm probably not gonna watch this, but it's like whoa, sorry. I just think like Scooby Doo is like a perpetual, in always in perpetual motion, so you can't. I'm having tech issues. Oh, you mean because I kicked it? Uh, it's just always moving, always changing. So it's like but it is interesting they got a real dog. I think that's really cool. Oh, Malcolm Rampart, thank you for the super chat. Says, wasn't with you on jumping crazy until I realized I hold the same take with Astro Boy. It was made during a time when no one had expectations for kids manga. Uh, so a bunch of weird shit happens. Yeah, I think. Thank you, Malcolm Rampart. That's very nice of you, and cheers to you. Appreciate the super chat there. No, I have noticed. I think it's because they thought, man, there is definitely Pepsi in there. I think it's because they thought, well, we have to keep these kids' attention, which I will say, like, they do a better job of it than the other shows, other than like, there's this one they watch on Netflix. It was from YouTube, and it's this guy like moves and dances, and like I don't know what it's called. But I have noticed that like every kid show, someone's like, they made this show for their son or their nephew or their friend's kid who was having trouble. Like every one of them has this backstory now. I was like, is this like the new thing? Is that how you market shows now? I was anyway. I'm just like I'm not saying it's all fake, but it just seems like they all. Because someone told me about another one. I was like, don't they all have this? Like, are we all? Like, it just feels like I don't know. I'm not saying they're fake. They just all whatever. Anyway, sorry. Um, no, it does feel like they were like, uh uh let's like keep their attention as much as possible. And I think that was it Deke who did Gem and Transformers, wasn't that the same company? Whatever those were, they really pushed it. I think it was Marvel actually. But yeah, I haven't watched Astro Boy in a while, but I know it's like Lupin the Third. I don't know. I need to watch. There's a Sailor Moon channel on uh the Misfits Trap Gem, and they do that. Oh, hello, William Elman's here. I didn't even know you're here. Just got out of seeing Disclosure Day. My favorite part was Richard Nixon and Jackie Gleason scene. What the fuck? Are you serious? William Elman, are you fucking with me? I have actually a question about Disclosure Day. Here's my question. I mean, I think we're definitely past the we'll do the flashy. Here's my thing. Everyone says Wade. Oh, God damn it. You know, Five Below, not the best. Okay. What was I gonna say? So everyone says it's like an X Files episode, is what I keep hearing from people. But then I was like, but isn't X Files could not have happened without Close Encounters? So at what point is it like, well, is it like an X Files episode, or did he influence the X Files? So in fact, is it like himself? That's the real question I have. Because the thing we forget about Close Encounters is it really happened. Did I feel like Jackie Gleason would have. He was a real piece of shit. So I 100% think he met Richard Nixon. That's actually very realistic. If you look up like what he did to his uh, daughter and his son-in-law, who was in The Exorcist, that the young priest was his son-in-law, he was a real piece of crap to them. Like he didn't. They were in basically poverty while he's like making riches in Miami Beach. What a piece of shit. Because I think his son is Jason, his grandson is Jason Patrick. He was talking about how he heard stories about when his family was poor, his grandfather was handing out $100 bills to, bellhops and stuff. It's like, Jesus, Jackie Gleason, really, really monster shit. And then like when his son-in-law became famous, he was like, "Oh, we should do stuff together." What a piece of crap. Anyway, I mean, it's like, yeah, I get you should let your kids like, you shouldn't have to pay for anything. But if you're like handing out $100 bills and you're like, is there poverty? I think it's okay, Austin, about the Richard Nixon, Jackie Gleason. That actually makes more people want to see it. I think it's okay. That's interesting about ticket. I'm gonna see Disclosure Day. I am surprised they put it out in summer, but Spielberg still has the power, even if Mr. He-Man doesn't. I mean, it's just a brief thing, so. But yeah, Disclosure Day. Wow. Anyway, end of my Jackie Gleason sucks rant, and would clearly support Richard Nixon. All right, I have a hefty trailer section. So before that, I want to give a shout. This is sort of the only obit, but because of who it is, I'm going to talk about him. Anthony Stewart Head passed away right after, I think it was Friday, he passed away. He was known for a lot of things, including obviously Buffy the Vampire Slayer, playing Giles, as well as Ted Lasso recently. No, you're good, man. That's something to be excited about. Also, Repo, the genetic opera, which apparently I love. And it says Little Britain, but he is I know him mostly for Giles on Buffy. I think he is I think I don't know, it's sad to see him go because he was always kind of the cool elder guy. In Buffy, he always seemed like this cool legendary British actor to me. Yeah, I don't know. This one kind of hit me a little hard. I didn't see it coming or anything. It is also weird because I have been rewatching Buffy that both him and Xander are gone now. And it's like the four group. It's like, oh, both the guys are gone. Okay, that feels a little strange. But him and Sarah Michelle Gellar immediately such great chemistry. No, I don't know if you know the legendary. I'll bring up the Repo drama because Pan was talking about it in the live stream when I was in the chat. Anyway, but him and Sarah Michelle Gellar had genuinely great chemistry. I think in one where she wants to be a cheerleader, he's like obviously just doing like the strict British thing, but you can tell like he gets that her being silly and cutesy versus him, and they get playing. I was like, man, they like totally get each other as actors. Like I did not recognize that as a kid, how smart they were at performing against each other. He really was like there to play with her, and I think like he's part of the reason that show is successful. Obviously, her and Whedon, and there's so many other factors, but he was a really great actor, and it's really sad to see him go. And he did a lot. He did a lot of great work that's continued to influence. I mean, Repo is such an influence on Has Been Hotel, and obviously Buffy's huge, and Ted Lasso recently. So he really did a lot of great work, and it's really sad to see him go. Cheers to you, man. Cheers to you. So here's the Repo thing. I kind of think, and people have given me shit for this over the years. So I reviewed Repo, didn't like it. I was on Pizza Party, Vizzy Pop, or whatever her name is from Has Been Hotel was on. She said she was into Repo, and all I said is, that's cool. That's what I remember. And this has been a thing for a while that Pan brings up, that I like folded and I should have given her a hard time. Other people have been like, you should have really gone after her. And I was like, I just said it's cool that she likes that. It was really more of like an okay. I haven't listened to it, so maybe I said more, but my recollection is I said it's cool. But I've noticed people do not like that I did not tell her the movie she like sucked or something. I don't know. I'm a little confused about that, but it's not really drama. But Pan and I was in the chat on one of his live streams, and we were sort of going about it in there, but I've noticed like every year, if Pan doesn't bring it up, someone brings it up to me. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I should probably re-listen to it because my memory is I said, sure, like, oh, cool, but whatever. I guess I know people are weird with her. I know there are various issues. I don't know. She was nice, and I knew her before that, and she was cool then too. So nothing. Uh, Not really. I mean, I knew her in a class I projected for. So, see, Nathaniel Foga gets it. This is what I would say to people. I was just being respectful, but whatever. I think they wanted me to just take her down or something. I don't know. I don't remember ever fighting guests. I should have done it with maybe your movie sucks because he. Ooh. Anyway, moving on. Trailers. There's a whole bunch of trailers. And the first one, I don't know if Will's still here, but he was nice enough to explain to me that I like this person, and I didn't know. I've heard a lot out of South by Southwest about the film Whalefall. It's basically about a movie about a guy who gets eaten by a whale. In this trailer, we just see him get eaten by the whale. So the rest is like in the whale and stuff, assuming. It's directed by the I can't remember the title, but it's Caitlin Devers, and like she's mute, and then aliens come to town. God damn it, and I liked it too. Fuck. Anyway, it looks like a cool movie. I will say the trailer didn't live up to what I heard the cinema. I think Pan was sort of it's sort of a back. He's not really mad. I don't think we're mad. See, I even put him in the thing this week, so I might switch it back after. Okay, we'll talk about Whalefall. I'll switch back, but or these back. Sorry, but yeah, Whalefall. It looks. No one will save you. Thank you, Sinram. No one will save you, which I really like. Whalefall sounds like a cool concept. Obviously, two of the. How about this? I'll do this. Two of what I consider the greatest animated movies of all time, and this isn't a joke. I'm not playing around. They're not joke answers. Involve someone getting eaten by a whale. Can anyone name those two movies? I would like to see that in the chat. I want to see if you can name them. I think one's obvious, and one is not as obvious. But anyway, but yeah, it looks like a really cool movie. Like I think it's Disney, right? I think so. Anyway, it's cool that a studio is making a whale. People getting eaten by whale movies. I think that's pretty fucking cool. Mega Bagel, how'd you do that so fast? Is that happening, Raggedy Ann? I should review that. That's like kind of important to 80s animation, right? It was a big one. Anyway, Norbert's here. All right. People got it. I thought they would. Hello, Donut. Jim, you did this beforehand? I did? What do you mean I did this beforehand? Whalefall? Oh, I did the whale question for Whalefall before? Damn. Well, look, there's only so much material. These are long shows. Give me a break. Anyway, I'll do it again. You know what? Fuck it. Every Whalefall we're covering, I'm doing that question again. I don't care. Every time. All right. Heart of the Beast. We're going to go back to the green. Okay. I have not watched Spontaneous, but I've seen clips, and that movie seems well. Anyway, Heart of the Beast, that is the Brad Pitt one. I don't really like Brad Pitt. Just look up what he's done to his kids. But it looked like a cool trailer, him and a dog going on an adventure. I was like, that would be fine. As long as the dog doesn't die. Brad Pitt, eh. I didn't talk about this last week, but I will talk about it this week, the End of Oak Street trailer. I do like that it says the director of It Follows. I was like, so no, Under the Silver Lake? Okay. But I was like, I did think that was funny. But it looks really cool. It's like a cool concept. Like, what if your neighborhood got transported to the time of dinosaurs? Is a cool I was like, this could be cool. I think it could be a surprise hit. Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor. I love when she's like, God will save us. And she's like, you only go to church. I was like, that's suburbia. Thank you, Anne Hathaway. It was like, you only go to church on Christmas. Like, good for you. Good for you. But yeah, look, it was a good trailer. I have some faith in it. It could carry. Some people are saying it's going to carry August. We'll see. We'll see. But I think like there's no Jurassic movie. It's an actual good concept. I can see it really working out as long as. But we'll see. Like the public might still be just seeing the Odyssey and Spider-Man. So I do think people are underestimating how long a Spider-Man movie can hold in August because that has been a thing since Homecoming. Homecoming in the second one, not the No Way Home, obviously, but the other ones when they release in July, they really just play till Labor Day, from my memory of it. The next one, by any means, this is actually kind of more going back to a '90s thing. It's Wonder Man and Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg actually looks good for once, where he's an FBI agent who uses a mob guy to solve, I guess, a racist murder and stuff. I think that is actually, I think that looks very '90s, very cool. Reminds me of what's that movie where it's like Sidney Poitier and Tony Curtis are chained together, but it's not because they're too common. I guess it's more In the Heat of the Night, but it reminds me of the Tony Curtis thing. Anyway, Synonym said, ever notice how every movie from the director of The Fugitive says, from the director of The Fugitive, nothing more recent? I have noticed that, but I think it's like, I mean, it is kind of usually the most recognizable, most marketable movie. And cheers to you, Synonym. Thank you for this. And thank you for your patience. I'm sorry we had to change the time. Synonym's very cool. Cheers to you, man. Yeah, the director of Fugitive is odd because he had like one flat out banger with The Fugitive, and I don't think anything else. It's like it's weird when like a director has like one really standout movie and never gets close to it ever again. And I feel like, did he do Holes? What was the? Hold on. Let me, because we rewatched The Fugitive, and I think he did Holes, right? Holes was actually, hold on, Andrew Davis. Fugitive, Above the Law, Under Siege is not going good. Collateral Damage. Oh, Holes. Okay, I'll give you Holes, but none of this other stuff. 2 Steven Seagals. Oh, well, I mean that was right before, but the rest of Collateral Damage. Yeah, this is not good. Not good, bro. I would go with the director of Fugitive too. But yeah, no Holes. I will say I do. You know how I feel about Holes. I did a video. I do like Holes, but yes, I don't think that, did they say from the director of Fugitive intros for Holes? I'm curious. Where was it? Oh yes, no. By any means, does look like the better Green Book. Like it's Green Book, but people get killed, and Mark Wahlberg is more ridiculous. Or instead of Vigo, that's gonna suck if Mark Wahlberg's better than Vigo in something. That's Hey Anthony, how's it going? All right. The Doomies. This is a new animated show. We're kind of bouncing around. They're all trailers, though. The Doomies is an animated show. It's going to be on Disney Plus. This looks cool, but this looks like Gravity Falls Hilda, and not in a good way. It looks like too derivative of both of those right now. Like I was like, man, this animation looks good, but like, I don't know. It just didn't sit well with. I don't know. I was like, I do want to watch it. But it looks like Disney was like, all right, Hilda's big. How do we get that out? How do we get them Owl House kids checking out the Disney Plus? They hate us, but what if they came back? Like it looks like an honest attempt, but it does look like them trying to recapture something. I will probably check it out. It looks kind of cool, to be honest with you, but it did remind me heavily influenced by other shows, and I'm not sure how they're using that influence other than like it's a mystery, but we'll see. Yeah, Corvette says it looks fine. You're right. It looks fine, but the amount of the smoothness and the efficiency of the animation, you feel like it should be more. But right now it's just a trailer. I am open to watching that, but there is a fuck ton of shit coming out in June. So like Doomies, don't come up. If it comes out in June, I don't know if we'll watch that one. This is a big trailer, I guess. The Social Reckoning. I'm not the biggest Sorkin person, but I will say this. I think here's the thing. I think when The Social Network dropped, it was a big thing, and people were still using Facebook, not the graveyard it is fucking now. The Social Reckoning looks like like re-bring up the Cambridge Analytica thing. First off, I like how it does not. Did they not own Instagram then? Like, I feel like that is what Meta is now, not Facebook. And it brings up all these things. I think it's interesting. However, the end of that trailer, ending of what did they say? She's that shitty thing billionaires say. Not divisive, like whatever. It's like a verb thing that really, and that annoyed me. I do think like Mika not me, is it? Whatever. Honora and the bear were very good. In the trailer, and Mark Strong, and not Mark Strong. I'm like losing everybody here, but it's just like it. First off, Sorkin is not as good as the directors he's worked with, which is unfair because those are like a disruptor. Yeah, anytime people says I'm a disruptor, I'm like, you're definitely not if you're using that. All right, that's Mikey Madison. Thank you. Sorry, my brain not working good with trailer. It looks like a movie. I think people would think someone my age would be interested in, and my taste is not that bad. Okay, like that's it. It's just like it doesn't like it looks like Sorkin's directions got a little better, but not good enough. And it's just like I just don't. I think this case is like, that's first term Trump. We're like in a different thing now. Like I'm not that upset about Cambridge Analytica at this point. Like it's like what was that like 10 years ago? Like I just don't. He's still on about that shit. I just don't. I don't really understand why he's doing it. I don't know. Like this did not change my mind. It was like this looks like what was that one about Fox News? I never saw it, and I don't want to see it. And it's like when people are like, "See what's going on Fox News." I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't like Fox News. I don't think it's interesting. Like, why do you guys make these TV movie ass things about real world events? Like, All the President's Men is good because it's a well made movie, not because it's about Watergate. Like, I think like all these people make these movies claim that movie, and I'm like, yeah, but that's like a good movie. Like I don't like that just because of Watergate. I like that because they shot the fuck out of it, and like whatever. It's just like every Oscar season I have to hear about this shit, and it's just like I just don't. I'm also like when Eisenberg, if it was Jesse Eisenberg, and it's not because I need the sequel, I would get it more because that would actually sort of be interesting to see him evolve with the performance and what it says about that stuff. But just like, yeah, no, okay, Bombshell. I didn't even want to see that, and people were like, "It's so important." I'm like, "Is it?" Feels like I can ignore that and it won't matter because it's not influential. It's not going to make a point. It's not going to change his political views. It's just like I hate shit like that. It's just like such like I don't know, people pretending to be intellectuals jerking off or something. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry. Moving on. I'll stop talking about that. The trailer for I Want Your Sex with Cooper Hoffman and Olivia Wilde. She seems to be trying to make a comeback this year with the other film about the two couples having dinner or whatever. It looks kind of fun. It looks like kind of sad, but and Charlie XCX plays his like sad girlfriend, which I was like, I don't know if like I feel like Charlie XCX even in a movie, she's like, I don't think Cooper Hoffman could get Charlie XCX, but whatever, it's a movie. Um, but it looked fun. Moving on, the Moana trailer. I don't get this either. I think it's really pointless and looks dumb and looks worse than the animated film. So everyone seems to be convinced this is going to do well. I think Moana 2 dinged this franchise more than people realize. And I have the feeling this will not do as well. I can very much be wrong. I always hope these live action remakes don't do well. I think it'll probably do really like make a lot of money. But I sort of can see this doing under expectations because like it's up against a Minions movie and a Pixar movie just come out and Moana 2. Like if Moana 2 was good, I can see it, but I just don't think I can see it making less than they expect. That's just, but I might be being, man, this is a long trailer segment. I'm sorry. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 trailers. Okay. Cat in the Hat, trailer 3, because it's gonna come out this year. This looks fun. It obviously takes, thing is like Cat in the Hat is a simple premise, and anytime they have to make a movie, they're like, well, that's a good point. It like it's a good book. My son's made me read it. It's kind of a long kids book, to be honest with you, but it flows very well. But it's basically like kids have fun on a rainy day, and every time they're like, "What if we do all this crazy stuff?" I'm like, "What if he's just in a house on a rainy day?" That's like a full day when you have kids. Trust me. But they can't do that. There's like time travel and stuff. I'm not in love with the plot. The style of animation looks great. Bill Hader's a great voice actor. I think there's enough of those things that I'll be okay with this movie. But all the time travel shit, or going in their imagination, I'm not into that. I'm like, come on, guys. Like you're over. I don't like the Dr. Seuss movies for the most part because it's like you're stretching out a pretty simple plot, and like you can do a simple plot in a big movie. I don't know why they think they can't. Like it'd be more interesting to me. It was like, wait, we got all these people and they just hang out in the house, and we added a few more gags. Anyway, I would like at least a few references to Mike Myers in that. In a trailer that I'm sure Cornbread told me about, and I didn't think I knew otherwise, there is a Kiri and Lou movie called Kiri and Lou Go Raaa. I have no clue if I will get to see it in America. It looks fun. As the only real Kiri and Lou fan in the animation YouTube space, I'm like, I think don't forget Julian. Oh, that's later. That's later. That's not in this. That's later. That's later. I gave it its own section. Sorry. Don't worry. We'll talk about that later. But Kiri and Lou Go Raaa, I do not know when and if I will see this, but it still looks good. I think my kids are serving on it. But it's a very cool, chill kid show. If you ever need a show to just calm down with, I still recommend that show. I think it's still on Paramount Plus. But yeah, Kiri and Lou Go Raaa looks fun. I'm still a supporter of that show. And is this the longest trailer segment ever? I feel like so. Adventure Time. Adventure Time side quest. I like that the animation changed a little bit, not too much. I am like, man, can we let Adventure Time take a rest for a little bit? Like, I just feel like it'd be nice if we could, like, we're never going to get the regular show kind of got to have a comeback. And I know Adventure Time has just never left. But it looks fun, you know. Anyway, final thing, and this is just one I thought was funny. Nimrods, a Green Day comedy. Yes, we're finally getting the Detroit Rock City of Green Day, Green Day version of it. And this is when I saw McKenna Grace. I was like, why do you do so many things? You're like really good. And anyway, I'm not being creepy. I just think she's a good actress. And I'm like, why are you in Five Nights at Freddy's and like all this stuff? And anyway, I hope she gets to do a good thing. I would like to do Freakdalia. I'm worried that that's going to get lost in the June shuffle, but I plan on reviewing it. But yeah, Nimrod's a Green Day comedy. Looks, if you like Green Day, it also says, who's that kid who his agent convinced us all he had as many good openings as Jim Carrey is in this? I still think that's hilarious. And I could not tell you his name. I'm sure the chat will correct me, but yeesh. No, it's Nimrod's a Green Day comedy. Why it is called Nimrod's and not like this? Is that a big enough Green Day? It should be called Dookie or American Idiot. Anyway, whatever. All right, we're done with trailers. Someone wake up Sidra. Sorry. There's a long trailer segment. I'm sorry. There were a lot of trailers, but I'll talk about Julian. That is coming towards the end. Sorry, I separated that because I thought it deserved a separation. So Doctor Who is on hold. Its Christmas special was completely canceled, and Russell T Davies is basically gone, and they're looking to get pitches from other people. If again, this is another one of those things, like if it was the early 2010s and I did a live stream show, I would talk way more about Doctor Who. And the emphasis on Doctor Who's gone way down, although I think it's a brand that probably won't go away. I have long thought, and I know a lot of people have felt this about Doctor. And one of my friends, Russ, is a huge, like, he's seen every Doctor Who thing ever. So I usually default to his opinion, which is, and then he's even gotten mad at me for wearing a Doctor Who shirt for an episode he knew I hadn't watched it. He is hardcore, and he can call you on your Doctor Who bullshit right away. But even he has been like, oh, he shouldn't have come back, and a lot of people felt that way. I do think this show sort of needs like a harder reset with the new creative team. I think that hurts that show more. I also think like get some fucking sci-fi writers. Like Douglas Adams used to write for Doctor Who. We don't talk about that enough. Get interesting, different writers. That's why Tom Baker was like, I don't know. I also think the biggest problem with that show is everyone tries to be Tom Baker, and like don't do that anymore. No one's gonna be Tom Baker. He's like the best Doctor Who for a reason because he's awesome. But he also had an amazing writing team as well. I like Tennant. I like Matt Smith. I like those guys. But they're all just trying to be Tom Baker. So it's just like sometimes when I'd watch them, I go, "Can we just watch Tom Baker?" Sorry, I like Tom Baker. It's fucking rules. But right now they're not sure what they're going to do. The Christmas special was canceled, and they're not sure if they're going to do the Billy Piper thing, which was I didn't see that, but almost everyone I talked to didn't like. All right, now we're going to go to the Slop House. Yes, everyone's favorite anti-AI segment, the Slop House. The Art Directors Guild called out Martin Scorsese and his use doing with the Black Forest AI thing. I think that is justified, and I'm glad they did it. I think more people should go against him. I think it's bullshit that he did it. Again, like, yes, he did it in a way so it wouldn't hurt anyone's jobs, but he's still an investor and on the board of an AI company, which is bullshit. So I don't, not in love with that. Although it does, again, I'll say this, it does hurt other filmmakers who then learn that they can do their storyboards with it, which will then actually hurt other people's jobs. For Scorsese, directly, no, but it's not good either way. I'm not happy he did that. I'm still kind of upset. And then Stop That Train. Remember last week when I said it didn't use AI? Apparently it now did again. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck this movie. You ever hear gossip and it just like is weird, and at a certain point you're like, I just leave me the fuck alone. That's how I feel about this movie now. Before I was like, that would be fun to get drunk and fall asleep for. And then I heard about the AI and I went, fuck this movie. And they're like, no, you're wrong. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, movie. And now I'm just like, just shut up. Just if people get really incensed about it, I'm just like, I don't care anymore. You fucked around with me too many times. Stop that train. Go away. You should stop that train. You're just an AI. All right, in other production designer news, the production designer, I believe, of Obsessed has been pretty vocal about how they were not paid very, very much to work on Obsessed and how it's making all this money and all this stuff. The thing is, um, I um, I do think people should be compensated more, and I am pro that. I do think they're maybe hurt shooting themselves in the foot more because almost everyone is sort of she brings it up a lot, and it seems to be mainly what she posts about fairly frequently. Um, and I know it's going to hurt her being able to work on other productions. So I really wish she, like, for her own sake. I say obsession. Sorry. No, I meant the Beyonce movie. From 2008. But like I'm for her getting it. I don't know if like she would even get the money that I mean. I don't know how much the filmmakers are going to get. Supposedly it's something, but they were paid. You know, the investors and the producers for the 15 million that Focus paid for it. So I'm not sure what compensation you normally would get for something like this. To me, it sounds like you would not, unfortunately. It does, from what I've read of this person, seem like they sort of don't know what they're doing and are just sort of flailing and stuff like that. So I don't know. What's octet? Octet? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means, Joestar. Octet? Explain. I'm not against it. I just don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. But yeah, I hope like if there is compensation for all the crew members and they are doing that, I hope she gets that. But just like I think she's made her whole online identity and she's very in on this, and I feel like she's like losing more work and maybe not getting paid as well. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel I'm a little like concerned. I'm concerned for her, and I was like, I would like, and I don't know. It's like problem with Obsession is like it doesn't have the greatest production design, so I don't know if like this is gonna. I don't know. I feel like this is like a really weird situation, and I wish she had taken been smarter about it, but I get saying it once, but like I have seen like I've checked it out and she was posting it a bunch. So yeah. Octet is it wait, an upcoming a cappella movie musical directed by Lin. Is this true? What? When is that coming out? That sounds terrible and beautiful at the same time. All right. There is apparently a Romy Michelle sequel. If you didn't know about Romy Michelle, it was actually a thing Lisa Kudrow developed in the Groundlings. I think people don't realize that. Um, with her partner, they ended up not having her in it, and then Mira Sorvino was in it. I really do like Romy Michelle. I think it's a cool movie. I do not think everything from the '90s needs a follow up. Like I'm getting a little tired of this. But if they have a good take, and I know Lisa Kudrow is pretty good at picking things, I will give her a little bit of benefit of the doubt. But I'm like, we don't need to sequelize everything from the '90s. Like it's getting. Why not a sequel to William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet? I don't see what the problem is there. I would be down. Actually, that I would be down for. A sequel to Baz Luhrmann's William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Do that, please. Yeah, no, I know. I don't think Obsession was a I don't think it was a guild thing. So this is real. They announced there are Ninja Turtle coffins that they made. This is a real thing. Okay, I will try to move up after this. This is a real thing. The Ninja Turtle coffins. That they made coffins for each different Ninja Turtle, and yeah, it's I don't. I don't know, man. What is wrong with millennials sometimes? I was like, I mean, I guess someone's gonna buy them. People bought the Kiss coffins, but then it's like you really got to commit to which Ninja Turtle you are. Because sometimes I feel like I'm a Leonardo, but other times I feel like I'm Michelangelo or Raphael, and I don't know if I'm like that ready to just commit to one of those. You know what I mean? It's just like, and apparently, Married with Children made the joke years before. So, in two quick horror movie things that I think should be interesting. Cristin Milioti apparently was announced as the female lead for Backrooms and backed out at a certain point. It could have been the script, it could have been the pay, no one's sure. But the role that's the woman from Worst Person in the World, I forget her name. She, yeah, it was supposed to be her, but she backed out at some point. No one's sure what happened, but apparently a lot of people have brought up that sucks for her because damn, like that's you could have been on all the posters, and apparently the big rumor about Gremlins 3 is it's sort of between Inde Navarrette, who we're gonna hear a big offer from a big movie soon, I guarantee it, or Jenna Ortega. I kind of think it should be Inde Navarrette. Give her Gremlins 3, but also like let her. I'm more into a Gremlins 3 because Gremlins 2 was good. So if you're going in that direction, but I know Joe Dante isn't that involved. Also, I forgot Curry Barker. Is this true? Yeah, he is the one. I think I complained about this weeks ago, but I didn't realize he is involved in the Texas Chainsaw reboot. And apparently, he did direct a movie after Obsession called Anything But Ghosts. I'm a little more like after I've seen Obsession, I'm like, fine. I didn't love that he was attached to something before his movie came out. Clearly, they knew what was up, so good on them. I know the Backrooms guys. Like, I'm not really super into the IP shit and all that, but yeah, that seems to be what's going on. But I forgot it was the Obsession guy. I still am like, I wish he could just do his own shit, but that's how it is. And okay, three things and then box office. Oh, that's her name, Reserve. Okay. Yeah, she's like, I was surprised. I didn't realize that was her, and I've seen her in stuff. And she was in the Palme d'Or winner, so she's having a good month. Um, so apparently, so Floyd Norman, who is the first black animator at Disney Animation Studios, will receive an honorary Oscar at a 65-year run at the studio working on films such as Sleeping Beauty, The Jungle Book, Mulan, and Toy Story 2. I see that's... I don't think a lot of black animators have Oscars. I think it's like him and the guy from Spider-Verse. Is that it? I really am not sure if it's more than those two, which sucks, but Floyd Norman deserved it. I don't know how many... I think if you're doing the honorary Oscars, I know they've talked about changing Oscars where it's like a different person from each field who deserves an honorary Oscar, which I think I agree with. I wouldn't mind if we get a different undersung animator every year. I think that would be cool for honorary Oscar. I think that would be cool. He said he's going to make a remake of the remake. It's like the Jessica Biel one. Jesus. And two things. Apparently, Netflix is now going back on their theater thing, even though they very much pushed the theater thing. Whatever they said, there's a group of filmmakers who still want theatrical. Those are filmmakers that we've accepted. We just won't work with. I'm like, you literally like could have not had another movie go to IMAX, and you did it. So the week before this, that was announced. I think it's just them being dicks. It wasn't Gremlins. No, it was a rumor. It was sort of a rumor. So what was? Tell me what if I've heard she's up for other stuff. Oh no, that is a different thing. I have heard she's involved in Goblin. These are separate things. I don't really know much about the Goblin thing. I don't love to mention movies I don't know much about because you can spread false information. All right, if Will is still here, this is what we're going to talk about. Cartoon Saloon. I actually think this and the next one, Cartoon Saloon's going to have a good decade here. They're making a movie of Jessica Love's 2014 best-selling children's book, Julian is a Mermaid. The film revolves around a 7-year-old boy, Julian, who spends the summer with a grandmother he barely knows. He is amazed to discover her treasure trove apartment, his own Caribbean heritage, and the surrounding lively Brooklyn community, which sounds like around where I live. But surprisingly of all, Julian discovers that he is a mermaid. In the trailer, which is a really beautiful trailer that came out today. Good night, KHVB. Sorry it's so late. Thank you for being here. This definitely seems to mess with gender conform or gender roles and stuff like that. And it's a little boy. He's dressing up with like more female presenting clothes and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool. The animation looks lovely. All the underwater stuff looks beautiful. It doesn't entirely look Cartoon Saloon, which I also liked about it. It shows that the studio is far more open than we previously thought. I think this is like, they've always been a really progressive studio and like passing on tales and stuff like that. This looks really cool and really special. It's going to come out later this year, at least through G Kids. I think this is a really looks really cool, and I think there's a lot of kids now who can be more open about not just dressing in the gender of origin or gender of birth or whatever. Not sure how to say that. Apologies. Now, so I think this film actually could be a bigger hit than people realize and more necessary than people realize, and it looks really cool. Like, it looks really beautiful, and I'm very excited for it. So yeah, I know Will is super into it, but I think it's like going to be really interesting. Like, I do think this will be the bigger animated movie than people I think realize right now, but I think if it really gets that audience, it could. I haven't watched Spider Noir, but I'm kind of between like trying to. Well, now I'm going to finish Among Us and Digital Circus and other things, so it's sort of fallen between the cracks. I'm not super into the color black and white thing, to be honest with you. But all right, let's talk about the box office, and then we'll take a break after that, and then questions. And yeah, we're sort of towards the end, so if you still want to do a super chat, now is the time. I'm sorry to bring it up as much as I do. Oh yeah, Kenneth Branagh's in the gala. I forgot about that. You were close. Gender nonconformity going against. But I do think, like, I know a bunch of kids around that I've seen who don't do that, and I was like, man, this would be a cool film for them, and I think it's like kind of necessary right now for something like that. And I also think like Cartoon Saloon is the studio to do that because Pixar and Disney sure ain't. So like, I think it'd be a big fuck you if like Cartoon Saloon had a success with something like that. I think would be also something we need. If they're not going to do it, fucking do it. I mean, the thing with that Spider Noir thing is, what was it lit for? Because you're not telling me they shot it twice. They just changed, like, just desaturated it, right? So it's like, I just don't. I wasn't in love with that idea, but I didn't watch it. I only have so much time. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the box office because it was interesting. Here we go. Will said, I'm just proud Cartoon Saloon has the balls to do a Pixar weasel out. Yes. I mean, that's what I was just saying. But yeah. Fucking right. Oh, and we're at 40. So we will do the Godzilla. Hold on. Let me make sure I have my. Okay. Oh, I didn't do the intro roar. I'm so stupid. Why do you do that? I notice you don't when the kids are playing with you. Interesting. Anyway, cheers to you all. Thank you. Wait, where am I? Oh, we have another one. I'm sorry. Um, Super late on this. Sorry, it's okay, man. Super late on this, but what do we say? Super late on this, but I thought what's cool about the Among Us show is that the game's creator, Michael Bromder of Puffballs United, was involved with the TV show. Harry Stigman even appears. That's an instant win for me. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Marcus is a Flash animator premier at his peak. Shout out to the Henry Stickmin games. They're awesome. Oh, cool. I didn't know any of that, so thank you, man. I need to look that up. Right now, it's just a fun show where people are different colored. I will do the flashy lights thing. Battery came out. Man, this is like not. I'm not sponsored by Five Below, and I think you can tell. All right. Cheers to you again. I forget if I did them all, but cheers to you. Thank you for your generosity. Okay. Where are we at? Box office. I'm sorry. Okay. So first off, the big thing was Scary Movie made $54 million last weekend. This was this is kind of interesting. Best franchise opening unadjusted. If it was adjusted, the first Scary Movie adjusted for inflation made about $300 million. Like by far, like adjusted is way above like the most seen Scary Movie. So I'm glad I'm only reviewing that one. It actually got close domestically to Scream 7, 63 million, but worldwide, Scary Movie 6 outgrossed Scream 7 in the opening, which is insane. It already has outgrossed Scary Movie 5, which was not a great entry according to most people. And apparently it didn't cost a lot, so they probably already made money. I'm not sure which one. And it is the second best parody movie opening, according to most people, of all time. And it fucking destroyed He-Man. He-Man, which seems to be the I'm gonna see it, but it seems to be the example of franchise filmmaking is dying, despite the fact that a franchise film was number one. But franchise Millennial Nostalgia is dying. Made $29 million. It had a $200 million budget. I noticed no one compared it to the 80s Master Universe, which I'm sure. You know what? I'll look it up right now. How much did Masters of the Universe 87 make? Let's see. Let's see. 22 million. You know what? Close to 29 million adjusted for inflation is more money. So it would have won. No, I'm joking. But it did very bad. I know they're trying to say, oh, this is a fact that I saw a lot of reporters bring up, and it's pretty funny. They said kids under 12 loved this movie. But a lot of people bring this up, but it's funny. They said kids under 12 love it, but apparently, according to data, only 4% of the people who saw this movie were under 12. So this small percentage, like, okay, all right, that's what you say. Apparently, most of them were over 35. And I mean, this isn't good. I do also think that He-Man just had a newer thing on Netflix. This brand has been around, like it's always on Target shelves. I just don't think it. I don't know. Even though it looks fun, and I've liked He-Man since a little kid, so I'll see it. But I don't know if it's really going to work out. But my son did actually say he'd watch it at home, so I'm for that. It is. I was like thinking, though, is it not Ronald Reagan's dream that the cartoon that got to happen because of his deregulation of children's animation, which is not, his main thing was like doing other horrible stuff, but that's just another thing he did. But that a Nepo baby who took down Will Vinton's studio ended up directing it, um, is like, I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty Ronald Reagan to me. I like Travis Knight's direction, but anytime I think of him, I'm like, man, you like bought yourself into being trained by the team from Nightmare Before Christmas and then became a very good director. I'll give you that, but damn, that is interesting way to use his dad's money, but I'll give him, it's better than the other Nepo babies. Backrooms and Obsession are still doing well. Backrooms obviously fell off, but it had a huge opening, so that's expected. But Obsession is doing better than Backrooms and only went down by 7%, but it added theaters, so maybe if it didn't have theaters, I don't know, whatever. But it still is Obsession had a higher per screen average than Master Universe, which has been out for a while, or which just came out, and this has been out for a while. So Obsession is still doing great. And obviously, the big thing was the amazing digital Circus, The Last Act, which is it still in theaters or it's not or something? Made about $27 million worldwide. No, it's stopped. I only see Wednesday reported, but I'll say this about amazing digital Circus. I haven't seen it yet. I am trying to catch up before the 19th. We'll see if I do it. But it played at the Senator Theater, which is the theater I used to go to. And fun fact was the theater that I put Knock for stickers around and Cletus Fetus flyers around. And to see indie animation go from, putting flyers around the theater to playing in the theater is an insane thing to have happened. So from my perspective, that was wild when I saw it playing at the big theater at the Center Theater in Baltimore. I don't know if those Knock for stickers still are there if you want to look around. I forget where I put them. I know I put them around there. Some of them are still up, which vinyl stickers last, but I did put them there, and it's crazy to see Digital Circus do that. So that was awesome, and I'm glad it made money. I think it got kind of not as much attention had it like coming out in the summer. I don't think was the greatest idea, but it did well, and now it's going to play on YouTube, and it's all money for the studio. And I'm curious how financially all the glitch stuff works, because I'm like, I feel like somebody's getting a lot of that, and it's not all going into the cartoons. But I'm sure someone will make a video on that later. Okay. There's a few other things. The Obsession thing, there was something where it says it had the best fourth weekend for a horror movie, because horror movies do not typically do well like this. A lot of people are saying it did better than the Blair Witch's fourth weekend, and that gets weird because the Blair Witch's fourth weekend is actually its second weekend in wide release because it was in limited release at first. So if you get confused about that, basically like sort of, but whatever, it's doing fine. Mando and Grogu is only at 10 million. It might not even beat Outgrow Solo, and that's not even bringing up adjusted for inflation at all. I think, and it might, according to a lot of people, lose $100 million for Disney. I kind of think they should have just made a new season and not done this. I think it was kind of a bad idea. I don't know like about the Starfighter thing and like where Star Wars is, but this is not where you want it to be. And Michael is still made $7 million. It's over 350, and it is at like 800. What is it at? It's doing really well, but it apparently has not opened in Japan. 891. It hasn't opened in Japan. I could still see it breaking $1 billion. I know Super Mario Galaxy did. Where are we? Super Mario Galaxy. It's at 15. I think it did cross $1 billion. I think Michael could, because there's still markets that hasn't opened in, for the record. And this is the first time since April 2025 that the top 4 movies all made above $20 million each, and we're 60% over last year. A couple people asked me about Disclosure Day. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I do think it's going to get swallowed up. I think whatever it opens at, the drop off is going to be hard. It cannot compete with Toy Story. It cannot compete with Supergirl or Minions or all the others. I don't know why they, like, the more I think about it, I'm like, why did you do this, Spielberg? Like, I get you have the power to get it, but Anyway, all right. I'm going to take a break. Then we will talk about Toy Story Toons Small Fry. Um, and I think it could. I think they could have just. Anyway. Wait. Oh, for Digital Circus. Okay, thought you meant Disclosure Day. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I have heard people bring up that like older directors now get better reviews than older directors in like when New Hollywood was happening. But I was like, yeah, but I've seen those movies, and trust me, those critics were not incorrect. I think Spielberg and Scorsese make better old director movies than the older directors that were happening when they come up. But that's more of a different thing. Did David Kemp write the Spielberg thing? I didn't realize. I didn't look into who wrote Disclosure Day. I mean, it's Spielberg. I'll see it. I like Spielberg, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, all right. Let's take a break, and then I'll talk about Toy Story Tunes. Where are we? It's Toy Story Tunes, Small Fry, and I'm gonna put on. I'll put on the break tunes. I'll do it towards. Okay, you gotta have it playing. I'm gonna do the last 18 minutes. I have it. It's like 20 minutes, but love this play, and I'll be right back after this, and then we'll do choice small fry questions, and that'll be that. I'll be back right after this. Okay, hello, I'm back. I bumped my camera on the way out. Still playing? Is music still playing? Okay. Oh, I should have listened to what it was. I'll just pause it now and mute it just in case, because last time I had to redo it. Yes, we are back. Hello, as I continue to do the Toy Story Tunes stuff. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Sorry, this is a little later than usual. But it's just how it worked. It's how it worked. There's too much going on and all that stuff. Um, yes, I think. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring this up. I just kept like all week. It was like when it was time to shoot the cartoons thing. Like I hurt my back by like I just stepped on the wrong thing and hurt my back on Tuesday, and like this happened, that happened. So the cartoons video will come out tomorrow. It was actually really good, so I'd recommend that one if you haven't watched it. But there'll be that video will be out tomorrow. Sorry about that. I'm still gonna do those. I think I'll be better next week. It just didn't. Whatever, bro. Whatever. I'm just gonna take a sip of this, but if anyone, just to give me some energy. But if anyone, this is the last time for Superchats. This is the last time I'll mention it. This is kind of the last, like, let's say, half hour of the show. So if you'd like to do one at this point on, or interrupt me from talking about the Toy Story Tune Small Fry, feel free to do so. And cheers to everyone who's been here tonight. I really appreciate it. I think it was a good show. Certified Sport. Okay. Just weird, like, why it doesn't even mention the Pepsi thing. It's just like such a whatever. All right. But also, if you next week, I will do Partysaurus Rex. Hold on. Story tunes. That was right there. Okay. Yeah, if you want to see that one, it's on Disney Plus. But this one, Cornbread was nice enough to find the Internet Archive rip. So that is the link I used in the social medias. Thank you for that, Cornbread. All right. So, Toy Story Tune. Today I'm going to talk about Toy Story Tunes Small Fry. This came out on November 23rd, 2011, in front of The Muppets, actually. Um, it's probably, yeah, it was the second one released, and it is directed by Agnes McLean. Now, that is interesting because he also went on to direct Lightyear. He's the only one of these Toy Story tunes who would go on to direct a, I guess, Toy Story spinoff, but still, good for him on that one. This is one of the three Toy Story tunes. This is one I actually really like, and I think one of the reasons I really like it is because I like these when they just intro a bunch of characters that they're obviously not going to bring back. I think of all these Toy Story spinoff things, the only thing that ever came to the other Toy Story movies was Combat Carl, unless like DJ Blue Jay is in the background somewhere. And this probably was, and I missed it. But basically, the plot of it is that Buzz Lightyear and Rex are brought to what's it called? Chicken restaurant. It has a name. Poultry Palace. And to because Bonnie brings them there, they go in the ball pit, but then a mini Buzz Lightyear toy wants to get played with, so he switches himself with the big Buzz Lightyear in the ball pit, and Bonnie's mom mistakenly takes down mini Buzz Lightyear and Rex and brings them home. And mini Buzz Lightyear is trying to convince them that the balls made him shrink or something. And Buzz Lightyear wakes up in the ball pit later and tries to escape, but runs into all the kind of Happy Meal toys from yesteryear, and you know, has a collision course to wackiness to sort of get out. What I like about all the toys is they have so many different. I didn't. You know what? I saw Muppets in theaters, and I actually didn't remember uh, this played before Muppets. But anyway, I do love all of the different characters because they really just like. There's this basically Happy Meal toy support group run by Neptuna, who's voiced by Jane Lynch. And they have various people. I'm just going to list them off because there's so many cool ones. Agnes McLean voices four of them. It's T-Bone, Super Pirate, Funky Monk, and Gary Grappling Hook, who helps Buzz Lightyear escape. You also have Recycling Ben, Taekwondo, who's a deer in a karate outfit, Lizard Wizard, okay, so they say, I think it's like Dracula Choo Choo, but he's listed as Vlad the Engineer. That's some inconsistency in the naming. You have DJ Blue Jay, who's the DJ. I love DJ Blue Jay a lot, right? So we used to watch these a lot. Roxy Boxy, who's funny. Nervous System, who's the creation of your nervous system, which is a weird one. Koala Copter, Koala Copter, sorry, Ghost Burger, Pizza Bot, the one that just says Franklin, I forget maybe that's something else. Anyway, and then hilariously, they just have Condor Man, which I think is really funny. And the director of this says, in an interview with Agnes Clay, says, "I'm hoping for a small subset of Disney animation fans to be stoked that there's actually a Condor Man tour." Sorry, let me read that again. I'm hoping for a small subset of Disney animation fans to be stoked that there is actually a Condor Man toy. Maybe it will stir up some buzz about a gritty reboot. I've never seen Condor Man, but I think it's funny anytime it's brought up. I do like the fun of this and like the fun of them. Like, let's just have a bunch of toys and get into a funny thing, and then he gets. It's very low stakes, but I like the idea of this. The mini Buzz is ridiculous and dumb, and he's like, "It's like, do you like the honey mustard? Yeah, you do." Mini Buzz is the worst. But the support group thing I think is very funny. The Kiri grappling hook joke is funny. It's just like letting a bunch of animators make gags on Happy Meal toys is funny. I like that, like, oh, Peter Son is Recycle Ben. Josh Cooley, who would go on to direct Toy Story 4, one of the directors of Toy Story 4, was Lizard Wizard. They have a lot of fun with this. I think that is the fun of these, like same with Partysaurus Rex, where they just introduce a lot, like let the animators create toy designs and toy ideas. I wish they did this more in the movies, but they don't. But it makes it kind of special about the Toy Story tunes. This and the next one, I have a lot of fun with this one. I think the next one's probably my favorite, but this is cool, and it's interesting that Angus MacLane would go on to direct Lightyear. I guess he directed sort of 2 Lightyear things. I guess theatrically, only him and Lasseter directed Lightyear twice in a way. But it is fun to have fun with all the various different Happy Meal toys. They made a lot of different ones. I think there's like the T-bone steak thing is the kind of McDonald's Transformer kind of things there. They had fun with like actual Happy Meal toys they used to make, but also just like making crazy ideas and, but DJ Blue Jay, that one I kind of wish I had. I like that guy. And Lizard Wizard and the Dracula Choo Choo. It's all there. I think this one's a lot of fun. I like when you let animators riff and just make a bunch of weird characters. And I think that really works about this. The whole plot is a little silly or whatever, but watching them make all the Happy Meal toys is really what makes it kind of cool. So I'd say if you're into Toy Story, this is a fun little short. All right, moving on. No, the boxing turtle is Emily Forbes, but I thought that too. So I don't know. It is interesting they did get all the voices. It's really not sound-alikes, which I'm still surprised by. Who's Teddy Newton? Teddy Newton was Mini Buzz Lightyear. Who's that? Oh, he worked as a storyboard artist as 2 Stupid Dogs. Good for him. All right. Let me get the that was fun. I don't know. I'm trying to do all the more Toy Story stuff because I realize this channel, I feel like I need to cover Toy Story better. So there might be another one. We'll see after this. And anyway, all right. Where is Patreon? No, I didn't go to. Oh, well, this way, if someone asks a question late, I will have. Okay. I think there's only. Oh, there's 2. Okay, I'll do Nathaniel Fogger first because he's always here. Why not? Any other Mattel properties you'd like to see a movie about? Let me look that up. Mattel properties, images. I don't know. Why not? Hot Wheels, Fisher Price, Thomas, Matchbox, American Doll. Oh, that makes sense why when we went to the American Girl store they had a Hot Wheels section. Polly Pocket, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, they have a lot of shit. I wouldn't mind the Hot Wheels if you did. I know they're always trying to do that one. Sorry, I'm looking at all of them here. I don't know. Yeah, they have a lot of just ones that should not be movies. I guess Mattel Films. Oh, I guess they have Barbie or Barney. I think Thomas, but make it like the old one and have it be a little. If you had the, you know what though, you know how it could work with Thomas because Oscar still plays with Thomas toys, but does not watch the show. If you got the Paddington type of humor for Thomas, definitely. So I'll just say that. Let's do Austin Lassian. Sorry. Cinram says, I want to take a moment to thank you for asking everyone in the chat to give me a howdy last week, and thanks to Austin, Cornbread, Sodberg, Will, Purple Goop, Punk Guy 95, Just Plain Dan, The Slop, Jockey, William Ullman, Donut, Grace Azraz, Jody Hart, and KKVB for your warm greetings, and to Emblood T, I'm not a dog. Okay. I like that. All right, moving on to Austin. said, "Hey Jim, what a great show. My question for you this week is inspired by my recent watching double feature, I guess, of O Brother starring of watching Double O Brother starring Neil Connery. It inspired a better movie, which is just A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but its actors' less famous siblings, led by Neil, as members like Clint Howard, Jim Hanks, Ted Raimi. Who would be other members of this league? Oh, like less famous Jim Hanks. Trying to think. Less famous siblings. There's like a good answer, and I can't. Less famous members of acting. Doesn't Dick Van Dyke have a brother? Or Bill Murray's brother? Oh, Brian Doyle Murray. The problem with the Murray brothers is some of them are kind of known. So let's say that. I'm gonna say that. I guess. Oh man, that's a hard one. Um, I feel like one's gonna hit me. Maybe the Hemsworth that was in Westworld, whoever that was. Let's say that one. I think there's another one too. Any of the Hemsworths aren't Chris and Liam. They can be in there. And all the other Baldwins. Daniel Bald. Whoever was the Baldwin in Homicide was actually good. But okay. William Ellman asked me, how would you rank these Jim Jarmusch films? Some of these I've seen, some of them I have not, but I will try to rank them best I can. Permanent Vacation, Gimme Danger, Mystery Train, Broken Flowers, Down by Law. Interesting ones you picked here. Why didn't you pick Permanent Vacation? Hold on, Jim Jarmusch. Why didn't you pick Stranger Than Paradise? I'm a little surprised. Did you put that on here? Hold on. Interesting. All right. I'd probably go Down by Law, Permanent Vacation, Broken Flowers, Mystery Chain, Gimme. Which one's Gimme Danger? See, I'd probably put like Ghost Dog pretty high. Gimme. Oh, I did not see Gimme Danger. Never mind. Gimme Danger. Oh, it's about the Stooges? I should have seen that. Okay, Gimme Danger will be last by the fact that I have not seen it. But interesting. Cheers to you, Will. Thank you very much. All right. Let's have this go. Oh, come on, man. I just need to tape this. This is just fucking ridiculous at this point. You guys have been nice. I know you guys are always good to me. So let's just ride out to the sunset with this flashing thing. Okay. No, they used to get. Well, I think they signed them. They were just like they don't have to do that much because it's mainly. Well, I guess Tim Allen in this one, but what's Tim Allen fucking do anything? He's always working. Okay, the first one is the Doob Loon Hunter. Am I saying this right? Anyway, hey Jim, I was wondering what ruined the Wayans brothers' legacy. I think it's that they made too many parody movies, and like Scary Movie 2, and like some things are good, but I think what happened. Well, also In Living Color is very unavailable. When I tell people I watch it, they're like, "How?" And I'm like, "YouTube." So I do think that hurt them, and I am still like, I know I posted on Monday, but like seriously. Why are we not getting In Living Color on Hulu? Like, that's an easy win for Disney. I just don't understand that. Anyway, Lembled T, what's got A24 in their heads releasing a Robin Hood movie next week? That's another one that I'm like, put that out in September, baby. Come on. They're just like, one thing I don't like about the summer, they're like, what if we put out a ton of stuff and it'll just, by happenstance, make money? No. It never works out that way. I don't know why people think that. I have no clue why. What happened to Taylor Sheridan? You mean all the doesn't he do all the Yellowstone? I mean, I like the first Sicario and whatever the second one, Hell and High Water. But yeah, he got all into that shit and he never came. It's like worse than Oh man, it's freezing a lot. Worse than going to a franchise thing, his own franchise. Why is there no Paul Blart toys in this toy store? Are there Paul Blart toys? I think they're too afraid of how good that could be, probably. Twice last week, two entirely different companies accidentally uploaded cartoons early. What is the next movie that will be released officially, not leaked, early next year? I mean, I hope it's the uh, um, ray gun or something. I think it'll probably just continue to be Paramount because they're so badly run. I don't know what it'll be though, but that's interesting. Have you seen the video about the guy who was competing against Jake Lloyd for Anakin Skywalker? I haven't. I knew someone who did. They really any actor who was involved at the time. Was it the guy who got close? Send me that video, Samram. I'd be curious to watch it. The Slop Jockey. Other than Pac-Man, what's an arcade game that should get a cartoon? Oh, I would say Qbert, but it's an Adult Swim show. Like it's just like he's hanging out and no one knows what he says. Or Donkey Kong 3, obviously. Or actually Streets of Rage. I know we're making a thing, but a movie, but I think it'd be a cool cartoon too. Will you play Sally Choi, the Obsession art director, her bonus if you're in that position? I would, but I'd say like, lady, just like don't please. You need to chill. Like I'll pay you. Be like they were paid. They were nice to me, but like don't like. I'm not saying don't fight for good conditions. Just communicate it better. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm like with her, but I'm also like maybe be chill about. I don't know. I'm not sure how to. It just feels like a little off to me. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm open to that. I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong about a lot of stuff. Best cake flavor, cake. No, it's chocolate. What am I fucking kidding me? Um, Al Vasquez, if you had a chance to be a Fortnite skin, would you accept? What would be your back bling and pickaxe? I don't know. If they paid me, I'm fine with that. That's I don't fucking care. I'll never look at it. It's what all the beer. It's fine. It's I don't not a salad. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I would have a big axe with like movie reels, and the reels would come out and trap you and bring you in. And I have a cool. I'd have the jacket from Drive, maybe. I don't know. Embletti, is Scorsese's beard in that Dante movie will be the best thing we'll get from him this year? I mean, maybe. Will it be better than Mando and Grogu? Do you think it's good idea to reboot Star Wars? No, I think we need to take a break from fucking Star Wars and do it in a different way. I've heard people say that they should do a reboot of Star Wars, but I just like no, please God. William Ullman said, "Would you rank these Noah Baumbach movies: Highball, White Noise, Mr. Jealousy, Mistress America, and Marriage Story?" Okay, of these, and let me look at the. Hold on, I don't. Some of the okay, so some of the stuff I saw so long ago that it's like, wait, what happened? Okay, I do remember Highball. I thought I remember. I wanted to look that up. I'm gonna say of these, I'm actually a big Mistress America fan. Believe it or not, I did not see White Noise, so we're taking that out. Wait, which one's Mr. Jealousy? Let me look that up. I want to make sure before I Mr. Man, these are both '97 films. Oh, I did see. I've seen Mr. Jealousy a long time ago. I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm gonna go. Mistress America, Marriage Story. Marriage Story is very good, but I enjoy Mistress America. Actually, I think it's really interesting. Him and Greta Gerwig, Frances Ha. I love Frances Ha a lot. Anyway, Mistress America, Marriage Story, Highball, Mr. Jealousy. I'm gonna do it that way. But I will say I think Frances Ha I like more. I think Frances Ha's the movies I like the most. I think I'm not a big kicking and screaming fan, to be honest, which I think is probably annoys people. But I'm not. What was second? Is Alves? Who's the next filmmaker? Do you think will leave the Slav? I hope Scorsese goes fuck this shit. I don't. I don't like that we're getting so many filmmakers involved. I know everyone's like, would Lucas do it? I. I. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm really. It's really not a good thing. But I have noticed like Gen Z, particularly I keep reading, is not into it because AI made the mistake of not starting with the young kids. It started with the establishment, which I've noticed is the whole thing with this. How could you be shocked that Scary Movie 6 wasn't good when they also made a haunted house? I mean, I'm probably not even going to see it, but I wasn't too shocked because it's the Wayans never do well with critics. So it's kind of, I was like, I mean, that sounds right to me. Did you hear about the brick and minifig store controversy? A little bit. I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry. If you want to explain it to me in general, you feel free, but I do not know. Did you hear about Jason Page, the Pokemon theme singer scan? I don't know who that is at all. What? I didn't. I. There's other. Okay. Have you, Jim? Have you seen Pixar's Gatto trailer yet? It has 2D animation drawn over the 3D. Yes, I talked about that. That was the first thing I talked about after I talked about the Discord. So you can, but I like it. It's good. What will happen to religion if it's proven that aliens are real? I don't fucking know, but probably nothing. People are so into it. MLT question: Sinatra, The Devil in the White Dress, Chicago True Crime, the other David Green Grand, but which one would Scorsese actually do? I think Devil in the White City, but I know he really for a long time wanted to do Sinatra. I think the Sinatra movie would fucking sink. So that's what I think. It's like if it sounds like the Sinatra estate would never let him do a proper Scorsese Sinatra thing. I also think like part of the Sinatra thing, he's very big, but he kind of fucking stinks as a person. I don't think like the Sinatra family really wants to deal with that. Did you did you see Elon? And I didn't know he was in Times Square. I heard there was a Madonna concert that I missed. I was a little bummed about that. What are your thoughts on Michelangelo Antonioni's films? I like didn't he do what was it called? The Nicholson film Antonioni. Didn't he do pass? Didn't he do The Passenger? Yes, with Nicholson. If you ever get that DVD, Nicholson's only commentary, and he clearly doesn't know how to do a commentary because he just describes the movie. It's like one of the greatest things ever. I highly recommend if you can get that DVD. And I like The Passenger. Below Up, I like. I used to be really into Is La Notte him? Who did La Notte? La Notte. Not the fucking. Oh, The Night. Yes, that is him, right? I used to be more into Antonioni. It's been a little bit. I haven't. But yeah, The Passenger, I recommend that DVD. If you can get that DVD, guys, get that DVD. Hey Jim, if you're releasing the Avatar movie post leak, how would you handle it? Anything goes, no limits. I would probably um just release it in theaters and be like, oh, we fucked up. I don't know. Thing is, the key got scammed by a card vendor and Pokemon theme singer. Oh, well, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. Do you have William Allen? Do you have a favorite Tales from the Crypt episode? It's been a little while since I've watched Tales from the Crypt, so I cannot say I have one. I'm sorry. I watched it in the 90s. I've not watched it much since then. So I will say the problem with that is I do not remember off the top of my head, but I would say probably I used to really like the Crypt Keeper. I feel like I saw Will you join the kids party in the street? I have to watch my kids that night, so probably not, but I will hear it. I love the kid who's like, my mayor is Muslim, my bagel's Jewish, my Christian Dior, Nixon 4, and now he has a Nixon 5. I love that guy. I probably won't. I'll just stay. Maybe I'll come out and go, good job, guys, and I'll just go back inside. I'm never. By the way, the area in MSG, worst area in fucking Manhattan. I guarantee, like, not because of the Knicks, like the Macy's and all that. Horrible area, flat out. Anyway, it was an inflatable Elon that Gronk makes it. What? I didn't know about any of that. I did not hear about that at all. Okay, question. What prompt AI slop when using Blender is fun? Why prompt? I mean, yeah, I don't really get that either. Man, going out with the Knicks. Did I get everyone's question before we end this? I did not know. I think we did everybody. Now I want to rewatch Tales from the Crypt because it's been a while. I mean, I'm happy for the Knicks. Although I don't pay attention, but it is weird. Like I haven't had a sports thing like this, like where everybody's into a big sports thing since I lived in Baltimore when the Ravens. I left Baltimore in like 2002, but like when the Ravens were in the Super Bowl in 2000, that felt like this sort of. To be honest, like I haven't felt this in 26 years. basically, because New York does not really care about the Yankees or the. I think we won the Super Bowl twice since I've lived here, and the excitement is not the same as this. This is like crazy. I will say flat out. This is a next level thing. So I don't think we're watching on Saturday because my kids want to watch Empire Strikes Back. So look, I mean, you know, but and also no Wu Tang. What I like that Wu Tang brought them back, but where was Jizza? What was up with that? I mean, you got Ghostface. I think but they didn't. They only did 36 chambers. I'm still not on that. All right. Thank you all for being here. I think there'll be some cool videos this weekend. Definitely, I'm hoping the Backrooms. What is going on? Okay. And YouTube is like. Okay, let me give a shout out to all the super chats tonight because everyone was very generous. If it lets me load that, there we go. Look at you, YouTube. Okay, I want to thank the Slop Jockey, Malcolm Rampart coming out here, William Ellman. Hold on, Malcolm Rampart, William Ellman, Sinram, William Ellman, William Ellman, and William Ellman. All right, cool. Thank you all who gave super chats tonight. I really appreciate it. Cheers to you. I think there'll be a lot of cool videos this month. I think it's gonna be a little crazy. Check out the Moana watch along. I think that'll be cool. And I will see you all next Thursday, probably. I'll watch. I think it is. There's no doubt. Thank you for being here, man. Yeah. I'm like your theater late at night. You listen to me being chill about movies. That's cool, man. Check out Will's videos. Check out Sinram's video about movie. I haven't watched it yet, so I really can't endorse it. It's in my watch later. I want to watch it. I just haven't had the time. Check out everybody's channel. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Have a good night. I will see you all next time. See a good movie and take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll see you next time. All right, cool. Peace. Bye.